Picture this. It's 3 a.m. and you're sound asleep when suddenly you feel a gentle weight on your chest. You crack open your eyes to find your cat sitting there, staring at you with those unmistakable feline eyes that seem to glow in the darkness. As soon as you stir, they purr softly and settle down beside you. This scenario has led millions of cat owners worldwide to wonder, is my cat actually checking to see if I'm still breathing?
My laptop back, please.
This seemingly sweet behavior has sparked countless theories across social media and pet forums. Some claim it's pure maternal instinct. Others suggest it's simply coincidence. But what does science actually tell us about this mysterious midnight ritual? Today, we're diving deep into feline behavior, evolutionary biology, and the fascinating bond between cats and humans to uncover the truth behind this nocturnal phenomenon. The science of feline attachment. When we think about pet attachment, dogs usually steal the spotlight. But research has revealed that cats form surprisingly complex emotional bonds with their human companions. A groundbreaking 2019 study, published in Animal Cognition, found that approximately 65% of cats display secure attachment behaviors toward their owners, similar to the bond between human children and their parents. Dr. Vitale's research at Oregon State University demonstrated that cats actually prefer human interaction over food, toys, or even catnip in 50% of test cases. This challenges the long-held belief that cats are purely independent creatures who tolerate us only for food and shelter. The study used controlled experiments where cats were given choices between different stimuli, and the results were remarkable. But here's where it gets interesting for our midnight mystery. Cats are naturally crepuscular animals, meaning they're most active during dawn and dusk hours. Their internal biological clock, governed by circadian rhythms, makes them naturally more alert during nighttime hours when we're sleeping. This timing isn't coincidental, it's evolutionary programming that dates back millions of years. The attachment behaviors we see in domestic cats include following their owners, seeking physical contact, and yes, monitoring their humans during vulnerable periods like sleep. This monitoring behavior serves multiple purposes, which brings us to our next crucial point. Cats are hardwired to be incredibly sensitive to changes in their environment. Cats as environmental monitors. Cats possess sensory abilities that make them living, breathing, environmental monitoring systems. Their hearing range extends from 48 Hz to 85,000 Hz, compared to humans' 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. This means they can detect sounds we can't even imagine, including the subtle changes in our breathing patterns, heartbeat, and even the tiny sounds our bodies make during different sleep stages. A cat's sense of smell is equally impressive, with approximately 200 million olfactory receptors compared to our measly 5 million. They can detect chemical changes in our bodies, including the different pheromones and scents we emit during various states of consciousness. When we're in deep sleep, our body temperature drops by 1 to 2 degrees Fahrenheit, and our breathing becomes slower and more regular. These changes don't go unnoticed by our feline companions. Research in animal behavior has shown that many species, including cats, have an innate ability to recognize distress signals in their social group members. This ability likely evolved as a survival mechanism. In the wild, a sick or injured group member could attract predators or indicate environmental dangers that might affect the entire group.
Dr. Dennis Turner, a leading expert in human-animal relationships,
has documented numerous cases where cats have alerted their owners to medical emergencies, including heart attacks, seizures, and diabetic episodes.
While these might seem like extraordinary circumstances, they demonstrate that cats are constantly monitoring their human companions' vital signs and behavioral patterns. The interesting question is whether this monitoring behavior extends to regular sleep checking. Given cats' sensory capabilities and their attachment to their owners, it's entirely plausible that they're naturally drawn to verify their humans' well-being during the vulnerable period of sleep.
Evolutionary and behavioral perspectives.
To understand whether cats truly check on us, we need to examine this behavior through an evolutionary lens. Domestic cats evolved from African wildcats approximately 9,000 years ago, but they've retained many of their ancestral behaviors. In wildcat colonies, related females often engage in cooperative behaviors, including checking on kittens and other family members. This checking behavior, known as contact seeking in animal behavior research, serves several evolutionary purposes. First, it maintains social bonds within the group. Second, it allows for early detection of illness or injury, which could compromise the entire group's safety. Third, it reinforces the social hierarchy and territorial boundaries that are crucial for group survival. When domestic cats exhibit this behavior toward humans, they may be treating us as part of their social group, essentially as oversized, rather helpless cats who need monitoring. This theory is supported by the fact that cats often display other caregiving behaviors toward their owners, such as bringing gifts of prey, grooming us with their tongues, and using the same vocalizations they use with their kittens. The timing of these nighttime visits isn't random either. Sleep research shows that humans experience their deepest sleep phases between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., when our core body temperature is lowest and our breathing is most regular. This is precisely when many cat owners report these checking behaviors.
Maybe they're still investigating.
From an evolutionary standpoint, this would be the optimal time for a social partner to verify well-being, as it's when an individual would be most vulnerable to threats. Interestingly, studies of feral cat colonies have documented similar behaviors, where cats will make brief contact with sleeping colony members, suggesting this isn't solely a domestication-induced behavior, but rather an expression of natural social instincts. Alternative explanations. While the wellness check theory is compelling, we must consider alternative explanations for this behavior. The most straightforward is that cats are simply seeking warmth and comfort. Human body heat, which averages 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit or 37 degrees Celsius, creates an ideal warming spot for cats, whose normal body temperature runs between 100.5 degrees Fahrenheit to 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Another possibility is territorial behavior. Cats are highly territorial animals, and your bed represents prime real estate in their domain. By visiting you during the night, they may be reinforcing their claim to this territory or simply patrolling their domain. The fact that many cats settle down after making contact suggests they're satisfied that their territory remains secure. Attention-seeking behavior is another viable explanation. Many cats learn that approaching their sleeping owners often results in petting, treats, or other positive interactions. This creates a behavioral loop where the cat is reinforced for the nighttime checking behavior, making it more likely to continue. Some animal behaviorists suggest that these visits might be related to the cat's hunting instincts. Cats are naturally most active during hunting hours, and the movement and warmth of a sleeping human might trigger investigative behaviors. However, this theory is less supported by evidence, as the behavior typically involves gentle contact rather than hunting-related actions. There's also the possibility of learned behavior. Cats are excellent observers. and may have learned that humans are more vulnerable during sleep. This vulnerability might trigger protective instincts, leading to checking behaviors that serve both the cat's territorial interests and their social bonding needs. What the evidence suggests. So, do cats really check on us to see if we're breathing? The evidence suggests the answer is both yes and no. It's complicated, much like cats themselves. While cats may not consciously think, "I need to make sure my human is still breathing," their behavior strongly indicates they are monitoring our well-being as part of their natural social and survival instincts. The combination of cats' extraordinary sensory abilities, their attachment to their human companions, and their evolutionary programming for social monitoring creates a perfect storm for this behavior. When cats approach us during sleep, they're likely responding to multiple factors: our changed breathing patterns, body temperature, and scent, combined with their natural inclination to maintain social bonds and monitor their environment. Recent research using motion sensors and sleep tracking technology has begun to quantify these interactions more precisely. Preliminary studies suggest that cats with stronger attachment bonds to their owners are more likely to engage in nighttime checking behaviors, supporting the social bonding theory over purely opportunistic explanations. The frequency of these visits also correlates with factors like the owner's stress levels, recent changes in routine, and even the cat's age and health status. Older cats and those with stronger human bonds show increased monitoring behaviors, while younger, more independent cats are less likely to engage in regular checking. Perhaps most tellingly, cats often adjust their behavior based on their owner's response. Those whose humans welcome the nighttime visits tend to continue and even increase the behavior, while cats whose owners consistently discourage these visits often reduce them over time. This adaptability suggests that the behavior serves both the cat's instinctual needs and their desire to maintain a positive relationship with their human companion. In conclusion, while your cat may not be consciously checking your pulse or counting your breaths, they are indeed monitoring your well-being through their remarkable sensory abilities and natural social instincts. So, the next time you wake up to find those familiar eyes watching over you in the darkness, you can rest assured that it's likely a sign of your cat's genuine care and attachment, even if they'd never admit it during daylight hours.